How you guys doing? How you doing? I'm definitely a little nervous but excited to be here. I have a million questions, but I'm trying to figure out which one I wanted to talk to you about.
Most everything you know already.
Yes. I'll just talk about this one. When I was young, I used to have a little dream, really a big dream that's been with me for a long time, which was, I used to think I was like King Solomon, right? And I used to think that I'll have like many partners, co-creators, or maybe wives around the world, and we have a lot of resources and things like that. But I don't know if this is just like my inner being or maybe just the you, which part of it is. Like for me, I feel like I've been like in a relationship for maybe for like 10 years, and everything I've asked for, I received. When I was 21, I asked for a relationship because I didn't have one, and I needed that experience to grow. And I feel like the relationship had helped me understand everything that I did not like while understanding everything that I do like.
That's a good relationship, isn't it? That's a clarifying relationship. That's the way you intended life to be. You didn't say, I want to go forth and have everything exactly as I think I want it to be in every moment. You said, I would like to perceive it from where I stand moment by moment. Evaluate from my perspective, my powerful and important perspective, what I like and what I prefer. Then I intend to give my attention to what I prefer so that I hold that vibration, and law of attraction can get hold of it and make it a dominant vibration so that my attraction power and therefore my attractiveness and therefore my influence is mighty, and this is how I will proceed through life. It's exactly what you said.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely correct about that. And another thing I got going on, I feel like every moment of my life is joy, right? But like I have just figured out that maybe within a relationship, since it's so much, a lot of resistance, but truth as well. But I feel like I kind of haven't been getting a lot of like maybe the love that I would prefer to get, maybe because I haven't been appreciating my mate more and thinking more about me wanting more in abundance, or feeling like the relationship was more of a parent relationship.
It could be. But here's an important thing that we want to say about that. Remember that you are the attractor of what you get based upon what you give your attention to. And so it feels like in a relationship that there's another person who is responsible for how you feel. That is not the way it is. You are the only person who's responsible for the way you feel. But what you described is something that almost everybody is living. It's a very conditional love. And it's because, and of course it's because, here you are in your manifested bodies, seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching, and you make a big deal about the manifestation as it is so far. And you make evaluations and judgments about what it is so far, not really realizing that at the same time that you are noticing all of that, you are creating a new and improved relationship. But most of you never let yourself move on, even with the same person, to the new and improved relationship, because you're fixated on the stuff that gave birth to the new and improved relationship. And then the new and improved relationship keeps getting newer and improveder more and more and more and more and more, which means the gap between what you've created and what you're allowing gets greater and greater and greater, which makes you really ornery and makes you want to push against this person and say, if you would be more like what I've created, then I would be happy. If you're just different, you'd be perfect. But what's really going on is you have created something that you are not allowing yourself to move toward, and you're blaming the other person for your lack of movement. And when you get that, when you get it, that your satisfaction is not dependent upon the conditions of any other. Your satisfaction is only dependent upon you moving in the direction of your desire. And when you are consistently moving in the direction of your desire, one way or another, you'll have the manifestation that you want. Maybe someone moves out of your life. Doesn't have to happen that way. Often doesn't happen that way. You just begin to receive more and more and more of what you want. You know what's really interesting about this? The less you need the condition to change in order for you to feel good, the more the conditions change, because you're not fixated on not changing conditions. It's like the more pleased you are with someone, the more pleased you are because you've decided to be satisfied, then the more pleased you are in general with what you focus on. And the more pleased you are, the more pleasing things you get, because that's how the law works. But oh, so many people, you need to change because you made me want something and you're not giving it to me. You need to be more like I want you to be. You need to be like the dream I've dreamed. You need to be like the dream you've dreamed. You need to be like the dream you've dreamed.
Yes.
And everybody else will catch up.
Yes. Yes. And I also have noticed, I have learned from you, because about not talking about things you do not want. And sometimes
Say more.
Do not talk about things you do not want or things you do not like.
And also, don't talk about the absence of things that you do want, which is sort of the same thing. There's wanted and absence of it. That's all. That's all there is. There's wanted and absence of it. And so if you're talking about the absence of something you want, you're not satisfied, first of all. You're not in the receiving mode of this, but you could be in the receiving mode of something else. You can get plenty. We say you get what you think about, want it or not, because you're always in the receiving mode of something.
Yes.
Something.